This lesson will teach place value. There are two parts to place value, the place and the value. Let's start out by looking at the place of a number. When you're thinking of the place of a number, you want to name the spot that that number is in. So let's take a look at the first number. 4,872,569. Now notice there are two commas in this number. So a really important thing to remember to help with the place value is where to put the commas. I like to remember it by 1, 2, 3, put a comma behind me. So you can scoop it, 1, 2, 3, put a comma behind me. And you just re-say that for the next comma. 1, 2, 3, put a comma behind me. And there you know where to put the commas, which is very important when reading a number. So let's go back to the place. The place names the spot where the number is at. So for this, if I were to ask you, what is the place of, let's say, the 8? What is the place of the 8? The place of the 8 is the hundred thousands place. If I were to ask you which number is in the tens place, you would say ones, tens. The 6 is in the tens place. I have a song to help us remember the place of each number in order. And it goes to the tune of Pop Goes the Weasel. So here we go. Always start in the ones place. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, then you have a million. The second part is the value of a number, which tells you how much that number is worth. So if we have the same number, we look at the ones place. The ones place has one digit. The tens place has that digit plus a 0. The hundreds place has that digit plus 2 zeros. The thousands place has the digit plus 3 zeros. 10,000s has the digit plus 4 zeros. The 100,000s has that digit plus 5 zeros. And then the millions has that digit plus 6 zeros. And it's important, no matter what numbers are behind this millions place, if I wanted to know the value of the 4, I wouldn't have to worry about any of this. I just put 4, and then I know that behind my 4 millions place, I would have to have 6 zeros. So, if I wanted to know the, let's say, the value of the 5, I would know that 5, and it has 2 places behind it, so it tells me that I need my digit plus 2 zeros. The value of the 5 is 500. And I can double check because the place is ones, tens, hundreds, so I would know that the value of the 5 is hundreds. There are 3 forms for a number that we're going to learn about today. The standard form, written form, and the expanded form. And for this one I like to say expanded form. And you'll see why in a minute. So the standard form is kind of the normal way to write a number. So for example, 5,698. It's just the normal way to write a number. The written form is when a number is written in words. When a number is written in words, so if we took this standard form of a number, turn it into words, 5,698. Write that number into words, that's written form. And then expanded form. It shows the sum of values of each digit in a number. So again, take that standard form and turn it into the value of each number. So the 5 is worth 5,000. The 6 is worth 600, so you do 5,000 plus 600. The 9 is worth 90. And the 8 is worth 8. So that would be the expanded form of the number. We're going to focus on the standard form. So if I wanted to tell you the standard form of this number, I see a lot of pictures, but I want to know how much is that worth? How many little blocks are there. Remember, we learned before that this is the ones place. These are the tens rods, hundreds, thousands, because there's 10 of these. And then this is 10,000s. 100,000s would be 10 of these put together. And then millions would be 10 of the 100,000s put together. So if I wanted to know the standard form of this number, I would know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different places. I have my ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. And I remember my 1, 2, 3, put a comma behind me. 1, 2, 3, put a comma behind me. So I'm going to put my comma there so I don't forget. Alright, I'm going to start back here. You can start at the front or the back as long as you know how many digits there are. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones. These are tens rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tens rods. There are 4 hundreds. And you can see that they're kind of stacked on top of each other, so you have to be careful that you don't think this is one big piece, but it's all different. Because you remember that the hundreds waffle looks like this. There are 3,000s. And I can double check myself. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. Yep, that's the thousands place. And there's one 10,000s block. So my number for this is, my standard form for this is 13,496. So I can turn that picture into a standard form. If it's given to me in written form, I can write that down as well into standard form. So this one says 2 million. So I know that 2 million has to have 6 spots behind it. Because I remember from before there are 6 zeros, so there's 6 spots. 1, 2, 3, put a comma behind me. 1, 2, 3, put a comma behind me. So we've got 2 million. Okay, I did that part. 400, 7,000. 407,000. So I know it's going to be here, but I didn't hear anything that had a 10,000s place. So I don't hear a 10,000s place. All I hear is the 7. 407,000. 649. 649. So I've got all my parts. 2,407,649. So anything that was not said, you can place it with a 0. 2,407,649. Then you have, if it's given to you in expanded form, you can still turn it back into standard form. So if we have 500,000, I can go ahead and write 5 with my 5 spots behind it. 1, 2, 3, put a comma behind me. I know that 5 is there. I have 20,000, so that's in the 10,000s place. 3,680. And I don't see any ones, so I will place a 0 there. There are 0 ones. So this number, 500,000, 20,000, 3,680, there are no ones, becomes 523,680. Going to written form. This is when it's written into words. So you're given a number, you could be given a picture, just like before you could be given expanded form. I've chosen to choose standard form to turn into written form. So with this, you have to know how to read each section of the number. So for this one, I'm going to break it up into 2 parts. I'm going to cover up this part, and I'm just going to take these 3 numbers together. Those I know are, I say, 845. So I'm going to write that down. that's 845. Now when you see a comma, it's going to need to either be said 9 million or 5,000, 1,000. You need to separate that out so that it's not just 845, because 845 would be on this side. So I need to say that that's not only 845, but it's 845,000. So 845,000. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my comma there to help me remember that. Then I can cover this up and take this part of the number, 265. And that would turn the standard form into written form. This is a much bigger number, a much larger number. So we're going to again break it up. So I'm going to cover all of this, and I know that I say 9 when I see that. Now when I look at the place, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits behind my 9, so I know it's in the millions place. So I'm going to say 9 million, comma, to keep my place. Then I'm going to cover up everything except for the 4, 6, and 1, 461. And remember, just like with 9 million, you have to tell us where that place is. So it's 9,461,000. That's really tricky. A lot of times you'll see when on multiple choice or different places, they'll try to trick you and they'll leave that part out. Make sure you remember that part. And then cover up everything except for the last 3. 763. So that took this number from standard form to written form. Now my favorite, expanded form. I like to think of expanded form as chewing bubble gum. I love chewing bubble gum. And you know, you can blow bubbles with your bubble gum, but what are you never allowed to do? Play with your gum. Well, I love to play with my gum. So I like to grab the gum and stretch it out. And that's what we're going to do with numbers. When you're given a number and you're turning it into expanded form, you're able to then stretch out each digit individually. So also I'm going to, besides thinking about my bubble gum and stretching it out, I'm going to use this number here, these number cards, to show first in standard form what this number is. So I'm going to write it down, 16,000, put my comma, 235. So I need to get my expanded form, my place value cards out. I have these cards, and what I've done, I've already set it up, so I have 16,235. And a really cool way to stretch your number out is to actually use your cards to do it. So if you see, you stretch that first one out, you see that you have 10,000. So the 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros behind it. So you're going to say 10,000 plus, remember expanded form is the sum of the numbers, 6,000, I pulled it out, 6,000 plus, then you're going to keep stretching, 200, stretch a little further, plus 30, plus 5. So you have all your cards, that one number stretched out to a expanded form. 10,000 plus 6,000 plus 200 plus 30 plus 5. And I'm going to do that with the next number as well. So if I have even a number written in standard form and I want to turn it into expanded form, whereas before they gave it to me in written form and I turn it into expanded form. So if I take this number, it's already in standard form, so half my work is done for me. Here it is, 480,476, and if I stretch, put bubble gum in it, I'm going to see I have 400,000 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros behind that 4, plus stretch the next one out, 80,000. And notice there is no number, well there is a number, there are 0 thousands in that place. So there's nothing to stretch there. All you have to do is leave it blank. And then for the 4, stretch it out, 400 plus stretch it out, 70 plus 6. And that is what I meant when I said expanded form. Just put bubblegum into your numbers and you'll have the sum of the value of each number.